Hi, I'm Austin Eddington. I was the lead programmer for our team, and I also helped Kartik with project management and keeping our team on task to meet all of our goals and deadlines.
Hey guys, I'm Kartik Dhawan. I was the project manager, and I also helped Austin with a little bit of coding.
Hi, I'm Austin Hickox. I was in charge of visual design and also prototyping.
I'm Jordan Moybon, and I was one of the members in charge of the programming.
I'm Saad Irfan. I helped with the coding and I did the usability testing for the app.
So Continue was an app designed to help international students make their transition into America much easier. It was conceived by me in the summer of 2015, so I pitched it to my teammates, and they seemed to really like it. So I can proudly say today that with our app, the lives of international students in America have become much easier.
Okay, so I learned a couple main things this semester. The first set of things were technical skills. So because I was a lead programmer, I worked a lot with Android Studio, so I gained a good sense of familiarity with Java and with XML. We also had to work a lot with GitHub, and because I was doing login and registration, I learned a lot about PHP. The second set of things were just kind of project-related things. So we learned how to do project burn downs, scrum boards, all of these things, and all of these things I know will be useful for my first job. So yeah, it's great.
You're good.
So one of the main things I learned from Capstone was stepping out of my comfort zone. As the project manager initially, I had to also help Austin with some coding work. I was completely out of my comfort zone, but the team needed it, so I had to do it.
Go ahead.
As design lead, I had to familiarize myself with a lot of mock-up programs, Photoshop, Balsamiq, Proto.io, and I'd say the main thing I learned was when you actually start coding the thing, a lot of initial design things go by the wayside, so don't get too attached to your prototypes.
I would say what I learned this year in Capstone is that you really can't depend on technology. There would be times where I would think that I would have something done the night before when it was due, and there would be a little bug that would totally mess everything up. So I would say that the main thing that I learned is that you have to account for some of these issues and make sure that you give yourself enough time to fix them. So the main thing I learned is you can't depend on technology. You have to account for some of these issues that are going to come up.
So before Capstone, I had no idea how app development worked, but now after everything I've done, I'm a lot more comfortable using Android Studio, and now I also know how to gauge people's opinions and get input on how to make my work better. But the most important thing that I think I learned is being comfortable with the idea of having to find the answer myself and not having anyone above me who I could go to. So I would say I learned to be independent for Capstone.
I would say the first piece of advice that we have is make sure you ask for help. These AIs and the teachers, they've been through this, and the teachers multiple times. So make sure you're listening to them, and make sure you're going out of your way to try and get help, because it might seem easier to try and do it yourself, but go to the people that have experience doing it.
And so since I was the lead programmer, I'll give you kind of advice from my perspective. I really wish that we would have gotten kind of screen transitions done first semester within Android Studio. That's really not that hard to do. I think natural human nature is to kind of put things off and wait and be like, oh, I'll figure it out over Christmas break, I'll figure it out second semester, whatever. But if we had gone into second semester having all the screen transitions, so we just had to put each piece of functionality into the corresponding screen, I think we would have been at a huge advantage. So definitely consider trying to do that. There are tons of YouTube videos out there that can definitely help you with getting the basics of Android Studio to do the screen transitions and so on and so forth. So yeah.
When in the first semester, when you're doing the initial design and features list, I would make sure to research feasibility of those. Make sure that the things you're proposing are actually capable of being done with people of your skill level, because otherwise you're going to wind up being graded against something that it turns out you really can't do.
So from my experience in the first semester, when you're learning to program, don't take the easy way out. If there's a 20-hour long Java course that you have to do it, but don't take shortcuts. And apart from that, in the second semester, if things don't go right, if it's going too slow, completely freak out and run to your AI. Flood your AI's email with at least 5 emails a day, but keep the pressure on them because you're the one who has to take the initiative to get this done.